going to hold these youths accountable.
A lot of these deacons are raising pastor babies.
Basement for museums in Mexico.
True, but you accept to be the truth and live accordingly. That's all I tell people.
When the scientists themselves tell you.
You are now tuned in to We Call BS Podcast News. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we'll be talking about, can you pray away certain desires? Make sure you hit the subscribe button and like button. Also leave a comment. Thank you. Have you ever sought divine intervention to overcome a sinful craving, only to find it still persists despite your best efforts? What do you do when it seems like prayer isn't enough to combat temptation? Can we really expect God to remove our harmful desires, or is it more to it?
Paid me my money. You ain't paid me my money. I'll get you off this camera when you give me my money. 15 minutes, 125. You know the drill. How many times a week we meet up, Joe? This time? This time, really? You think we finna? No, I'm sorry. Your wife gonna see this. Your wife is gonna see this. Pay me my money or get a divorce. Which one is gonna be?
Get me off that damn
Which one is it gonna be?
Get me off that damn
She's gonna know.
Get me off that damn
3-4 times a week he hear y'all.
I want to be transparent. And as simple as this, I messed up. This has been a really, really hard few days, but I struggled. And the struggle didn't just begin, it has been a struggle.
Alabama mayor tragically took his own life days after a conservative outlet published photos of him wearing women's clothing. Bubba Copeland was also a pastor and the mayor of Smith Station, Alabama.
In terms of rules, I mean, the big ones are easy, right? Like, you probably shouldn't steal, you probably shouldn't kill people. Those are things that probably all religions kind of agree on, right? There's no contention. But like an issue like gay marriage, people look to the ministers for leadership. Is that an issue that's for you against the rules?
It would be, but Mark, I don't really focus on a lot of those things. I try to stay in my lane of what I feel called to do. And that does come up in interviews and things, but just don't feel like that's not my core message. My core message is how do you have a healthy self-image? How do you let go of the past? How do you raise good children? How do you reach your dreams? Now, I know that is part of it.
Yeah, because if you have 45,000 people, some of them are gay. For example, among other things. Yeah.
Absolutely, and everybody's welcome. But my take on it is, it's easy to make one issue to become known for that or to let it sidetrack your message. And, if you look at our congregation or the people that come to Yankee Stadium, including myself, we all have issues. Everybody's on a journey. So I try to say, here's my focus, here's my lane. That's kind of where I've stayed in that.
The LGBT community and the black church can coexist.
Absolutely.
Let me push that question, because that's sort of an obvious yes. Church ain't turning nobody away. How should the black church and LGBT community exist?
I think it's going to be diverse from church to church. Every church has a different opinion on the issue, and every gay person is different. And I think that to speak the church, the black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it, are all the same is totally not true. And all gay people are not the same. The types of relationships that are afforded are based on the types of people in each individual case. Yeah. And LGBTs of types and sorts have to find a household of worship that reflects what your views are and what you believe, like anybody else. And the church should have the right to have its own convictions and values. If you don't like those convictions and values, you totally disagree with it, don't try to change my house, move into your own and establish that sort of thing and find somebody who gets what you get about faith.
Executive Pastor Brodus Perry was dying from 3 gunshot wounds. His wife was shot in the shoulder, and Latasha Daniels was holding a gun. We contacted one of Pastor Perry's friends in Florida.
I was, really sad, and I was like, not Brodus. I'm like, he just moved. Like, didn't he just move to a new city? And
the couple did just move to Collierville from Little Rock. That's where Perry's wife now tells police she and her husband knew Daniels from and never suspected an affair until Thursday night. She says as Daniels showed up, had a short visit, began to leave, she grabbed her gun and started firing, shouting, "You broke my heart."
At a appeared that they were from what the lady shared, that they had a relationship. And so I would say healing has to take place for the young lady who committed the crime, and also for the wife.
If everything was true, all I got to do is repent sincerely from my heart. There's enough power in the blood.